Let's be honest. When someone says the richest cities in America, you probably think of New York, Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco. You know, the usual suspects with overpriced apartments and dreams that expire faster than milk. But here's the twist. Some of the richest, fastest growing cities in America are the ones everyone ignored for decades. Cities that used to be considered boring, irrelevant, or just plain cheap are now overflowing with tech money, luxury condos, and people who say things like, "I moved here for the quality of life." Spoiler, they moved because rent was cheaper. Welcome to the new America, where the cities nobody cared about are now the hottest real estate markets in the country. Part of this shift wasn't random, it was a reaction. The pandemic, remote work, and a collective burnout from overpriced city life made people realize they could have the same salary without the noise, rent, or $20 for parking. And suddenly, the same people who used to mock middle America were now Googling best places to live in Idaho. Because let's be honest, when your rent is the same as a mortgage in Texas, you start questioning your life choices. Before we dive in, hit that like button because this video took me longer to make than it took Austin to gentrify an entire neighborhood. And of course, subscribe if you love sarcastic documentaries about America's bizarre relationship with money, migration, and midlife crises disguised as relocation. The cities nobody wanted. Let's start in the past, back when these cities were basically America's background noise. Austin, Texas. Just a small college town with more barbecue smoke than job opportunities. Boise, Idaho. Potatoes, snow, and not much else. Nashville, Tennessee. Country music, cowboy boots, and more bachelorette parties than residents. For decades, these places weren't destinations, plus they were detours. The kind of cities where your flight connected, not where your life began. But somewhere between 2010 and 2020, something snapped. Tech bros got tired of San Francisco's rent. Millennials got tired of New York's stress. And suddenly, moving somewhere cheaper became a personality. People started realizing you could have a house, a yard, and mental health, all for less than $4,000 a month. So they packed their MacBooks, sold their Teslas, and headed straight into what used to be flyover country. Congratulations, America. Your overlooked cities just became the new playgrounds for people escaping the American dream. The Great Migration. From 2015 onward, the U.S. saw one of the biggest internal migrations in modern history. Californians flooded Texas. New Yorkers invaded Florida. And people from everywhere else ended up in Boise, because apparently that's a thing now. Austin became the tech world's favorite playground. Tesla built a factory there. Google opened offices. Suddenly, the city's slogan, "Keep Austin Weird," became "Keep Austin Affordable." Please. Nashville transformed from cowboy capital to startup central. Its population grew by over 20% in a decade, and house prices doubled. And Boise, the underdog of the decade, saw its home values jump 118% between 2016 and 2023. Why? Because remote work turned nowhere into anywhere. When your office is a laptop, you can move anywhere with Wi-Fi and a Whole Foods. So they did, and they brought inflation with them. When cheap cities get rich. Here's the irony. The moment a city becomes affordable and cool, it stops being either of those things. In Austin, the average home price hit $600,000 by 2023. In Boise, rent rose faster than the number of Californians pretending they're locals. The locals, who once loved the quiet, suddenly found themselves surrounded by craft breweries, $9 lattes, and digital nomads, asking if there's a co-working space nearby. And while outsiders celebrated revitalization, residents called it what it really was: gentrification with good branding. Traffic exploded, prices skyrocketed. And somehow the same people who moved to escape the chaos brought the chaos with them. Congratulations, America, you've successfully colonized yourself. The new American map. Here's what's fascinating. America's wealth map used to be simple. The coast had money, the middle had cows. But that's changing fast. The 2020 census showed massive growth in inland metro areas like Austin, Dallas, Phoenix, and Boise. Meanwhile, places like San Francisco and New York actually lost population. In short, people are trading status for space. They want bigger homes, lower taxes, and maybe just maybe a sense of community that isn't built on LinkedIn connections. And that shift is rewriting America's power structure. Because today, the money isn't just on the coast, it's in the middle. In cities that everyone once laughed at. Austin now ranks as one of the top 5 U.S. cities for venture capital funding. Boise has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. And Nashville? It's basically Los Angeles with cheaper parking. But here's the wild part. Experts say this trend might be permanent. As infrastructure and internet access expand, smaller cities are becoming the new digital suburbs. Places like Bentonville, Arkansas, yes, the Walmart headquarters, are quietly turning into innovation hubs. Even Des Moines, Iowa, now ranks among the best cities for young professionals. So while everyone laughs at flyover states, those are exactly the places quietly flying up the charts. The ironic ending. But let's not romanticize it too much. The American dream has a funny habit of turning every new paradise into the next cautionary tale. Austin is already facing housing crises. Boise locals can't afford Boise anymore. And Nashville traffic feels like Los Angeles, minus the beach. It's the eternal cycle of American urban evolution. Move somewhere cheap, make it expensive, complain about it, move again. Maybe that's why van life became a thing. It's just easier to drive away from your own inflation. So yeah, the cities everyone ignored, they're doing just fine. Rich, crowded, and slowly losing the charm that made them special. America reinvented itself again. And the moral of the story? Wherever people go to escape the system follows. The truth is, America's always chasing its next boomtown. From gold rushes to oil towns to tech hubs, it's the same story with new zip codes. Every generation rediscovers the same lesson. There's no escaping the system, like you just move it somewhere with lower taxes. And by the time everyone arrives, the dream's already too expensive again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps this channel reach more people who secretly want to move to Boise but won't admit it. And of course, subscribe for more sarcastic deep dives into how America works or doesn't. This is State of Mind, where we turn data, irony, and questionable life choices into 10 minutes of entertainment.